What's good, family? It's me, Game Boy, back with a new video, and today we're going to be talking about tattoos. I was inspired to make this video because I just see how much tattoos are glorified in our culture. You see, like, rappers like Takashi 69, Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa with the full body plus face tattoos, and tattoos hurt. So I never understood why people would even want to mimic that behavior. Not only that, but you can get on Google and type in like SpongeBob tattoos, and you'll see that people actually get like tattoos of cartoon characters on their body. They get tattoos of clothing brand, just things that really don't have any value or meaning to them. Uh, they'll get it tattooed on their body, and again, tattoos hurt. I understand that sometimes people want to get tattoos to honor dead family members or for meaningful reasons. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, I don't understand why people get tattoos, go through with that pain, the painful process for things that don't really have no meaning behind it. So with that being said, this is a video on tattoos. The etymology of the word tattoo, the word tattoo comes from the Tahitian word tatau, meaning to mark something. And that word came from the Polynesian word ta, meaning to strike. People have been getting tattoos all over the world for millennia in ancient cultures, such as Greece specifically. Tattoos served a number of a number of meanings. One meaning, or one reason that tattoo, one meaning that tattoos had was they showed a person's dedication to certain philosophies, ideologies, or a god. They were also sh- a mark to show, like, that you were a servant, a brand of servitude. Just basically to let people know that you was a servant. And they also were a mark of a lower profession. So, for example, if we using like today's professions, a lawyer would not have a tattoo, but a prostitute would. And you actually see that today, like in the business world. If you a lawyer or a salesman, they teach you or tell you, or your boss might even make you cover up your tattoos. But again, like, a prostitute can show her tattoos as much as she want. And something that's interesting is you could argue, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, Lil Wayne, Takashi 69, and Wiz Khalifa, they in the business world and they show they tattoos. But then you got to take into account, like, let's take Lil Wayne for example. Lil Wayne is basically a servant. And again, like in the ancient cultures, like, it was a brand of servitude or a brand of a lower profession. Lil Wayne is basically a servant. Rapping is basically a lower profession. Um, we all know that uh he's a slave. I'm not about to go into all the MK Ultra stuff. Go do your research if you don't know. But just giving, like, the quick example, like, Lil Wayne is signed to Birdman, who's signed to another record label, who's signed to Universal. So, looking at Lil Wayne versus like the CEO of Universal, of course Lil Wayne got full body tattoos. The CEO of Universal, I'm willing to bet that he don't have no tattoos. Um, the billionaires, like the top two richest men in the world, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, I don't think they had no tattoos. Um, Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know how much money he got, but I'm pretty sure he don't got no tattoos either. So, like, again, like, that just lets you know, like, they kind of trying to keep us in the dark with the information. And tattoos, they still carry like that energy of, like, a lower profession or whatever. Whether you agree with it or not, they still carry that energy. But moving forward, again, tattoos have been everywhere, all over the world for a long time. But in Egypt specifically, like, we gotta go to Egypt because we gotta go and look at what the ancestors say and did, because the ancestors know best. That's the way I like to think. So in Egypt specifically, tattoos were worn only by the women. And they were always a sign of the lower class, a dancer, or prostitution, or a prostitute. If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that if white people never went over to Africa and, you know what I'm saying, told us to get on them ships and then told us put on these chains or jump into this ocean and then brought us over here and, you know what I'm saying, raped our women and cut off the men's testicles and separated our families and beat us and dumbed us down and, you know what I'm saying, all that bullshit. It's that, one, if none of that never happened, we would still be in Africa, and two, we would not glorify tattoos the way we do today. Going to like the Bible, and again, like, I just want to let everyone know, like, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, but I do think that the Bible, like, has, like, it's a book. Like, you're gonna be able to take away some wisdom from it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to take away some wisdom from a book, regardless of what book it is. It could be a book on your ABCs, and you gonna come out, you know, a little bit smarter from reading it. It's a book. Leviticus 19:28 says, "Do not cut your bodies for the dead or put tattoo marks on yourself. I am the Lord." So basically, the Bible is saying that God said, "Don't get tattoos, and don't get tattoos to honor the dead." Also, I'm about 95% sure that like Muslims don't get tattoos because they see it as damaging God's creation, being the body being God's creation. They don't get tattoos because they don't want to damage the body being God's creation. So I don't know, I think that's a pretty valid point. Personally, I could care less if you got tattoos. I'm not judging anybody, but I do think that it's very clear that they have a negative meaning tied to them. Like, just the act of getting a tattoo, scratching your body is kind of like, it's got some like negative meaning, or, you know, negativity tied to it, especially in Egypt. You know, I really like, me personally, I go with what I follow their ancestors. So I don't think we should glorify tattoos as much as we do, at least so that the kids coming up under us can come up with the proper perspective. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you choose to get a tattoo, at least put some thought behind it. Like, don't be getting, like, you know what I'm saying, the Gucci tattooed on your body, because Gucci don't give a fuck about you. Like, Gucci not cutting you a check. Don't get Naruto tattooed on your body. I love Naruto. He raw as hell. That's my childhood show. I learned a lot of good lessons, and, you know, I gained a lot of confidence from watching that. But again, it's not that fucking serious. Like, I'm not about to get a Naruto tattoo on my body for that. So with that being said, family, this was just a quick video on tattoos. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like this video if you love your body and you love yourself and you love the world. With that being said, thank you for your time and have a good one. Peace.